Hello, my friend. Welcome. I'm so excited to have you here for my Success Simplified Masterclass, a step by step guide to creating a thriving and profitable business. Now, I want to point out that I did name this course Success Simplified because that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to simplify the process of creating a thriving and profitable business, giving you the exact steps in the exact order that you need to take. However, I don't want you to confuse simple with easy. This stuff is still going to take work, so it's time to roll up our sleeves and get started. But before we do, I want to ask you to please not be moving forward in this video searching for the answer, because I have to tell you, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Little tough love truth bomb here. There is no secret Instagram hack. There is no magic sales funnel. There is no way to manifest your way to a millionaire in the next 6 months. Unfortunately, that's what you've been told. That's what you've been told on Instagram. That's what these gurus are out there claiming. And listen, I get it. I get that you've been working your ass off. You've been trying to see progress and it's just not coming. So that stuff is tempting. And these people are really good salespeople. So they're really convincing you that you can just manifest your way to being a millionaire. Or you can find that secret Instagram hack and hack that algorithm, and then you're going to go viral, and then you're going to be an overnight success. This is the time that you're going to be rolling up your sleeves and really stop the spinning, get those simple answers, and do the work. So if you take nothing else from this video, I want you to know you can do this. You absolutely can. However, it won't be easy and it won't be done overnight. This stuff really does take some work. But again, I know you have it in you. There's a reason that you started your business or you're getting ready to start your business. So, another thing that I really want to make sure that you know, and another reason I don't want you to be trying to move ahead in this video to try to find that one magic thing that's going to transform your business, is that if you want to create a highly profitable and sustainable business, you have to take a holistic approach. Now, both of these are important distinctions: highly profitable and sustainable. You may have a business right now, you may have been in business for a while, but is it highly profitable? And really, the work that you're putting in right now, the hours that you're spending, the energy, the stress, the overwhelm, is that really sustainable? It's really not. So you have to take a holistic approach. Now, I don't mean woo woo holistic. What I mean is that you have to look at the whole thing. So, holistic meaning relating to or concerned with wholes or with complete systems rather than with the individual parts. So that goes back to exactly what I said before. It's not about finding that secret Instagram hack or that magic sales funnel. It really is each individual part that all works together in a holistic approach to create that highly profitable and sustainable business. So, just like my girl Drew here, get your pen and paper and let's go ahead and get started with step one. So, step one is your vision. This is your why. Why did you start your own business, or why do you want to start your own business? Why is it important to you? What difference do you want to make? This is really important stuff. I don't want you to gloss over this. Two of the main reasons to really get clear on your vision: why are you in this for your clients and why are you in this for yourself? What is creating this highly profitable and successful business going to mean to your life? And it's going to really help keep you focused and help you make smart business decisions, because that answer is going to be really different for everyone. If you're 23 years old, bright eyed and bushy tailed, ready to take on the world, your why is going to be a little different, a lot different than someone like a recent client that I worked with that was in their 50s, had been really struggling in their business lately, and was just like, I want to take the next 5 years and really hustle and focus and get this business to a point where I can sell it so that I can enjoy time with my husband and my kids and my grandkids. So your why is going to be different for everyone. And again, that's going to help you make those smart business decisions. So when it comes time to make that business decision. If you think about it, we have limited resources of time, money, and energy, yet we have a million decisions to make in business where to invest our time, our money, or our energy. We need to use that as our litmus test. When it comes time to make that decision, will doing this thing, will investing in this or spending my time doing this, does it support my vision? Does it take me closer to where I want to go? So that's one of the many reasons that you need to be really clear and focused on your vision. The next is that it's going to keep you motivated when things get tough. And if you talk to any successful entrepreneur that's had a business for any amount of time, they're going to tell you that things get tough. Things get tough a lot. So you need that motivation, you need that foundation, you need to remember why you started. You need to remember what difference you want to make in people's life. You need to be focused on what is it going to mean to my life, to my family, to create this highly profitable and sustainable business, more money, more freedom, all of those things that it's going to get you. So being really clear on that vision is super, super important. So that is your first step. So, step two are your skills. This is the foundation of your business and super important. Obviously, you've got to be really, really good at what you do. You've got to have a really great, superior product or service, but that's not enough. You can't just be good at what you do. And really, what's important to ask yourself is how can you use your unique skills to get people the outcome they desire? So it's really not so much about what you do, it's about your client's needs, wants, and more than anything else, it really is about their ultimate desire. Every purchasing decision has some type of emotional component to it, some kind of ultimate desire that that person is trying to get to, whether that's selling an ice cream cone or a BMW or whatever you're selling. There is an ultimate desire at the bottom of that purchasing decision. So let me give you an example. I'm really good at creating websites. My client needs a website. That's their need. My client wants more clients. That's why they're wanting to create a website. My client's desired outcome is to have a profitable business, but their ultimate desire is to feel safe and secure and fulfilled. They really want to create that business that brings them that safety, that security, that financial stability, and fulfills them. So that is really their ultimate desire. And so instead of thinking of myself as like, oh, I'm just building a website, I really think about that. What are my unique strengths and skills, and how can I get them to that ultimate desire? And why this is really important to get focused on, it's not about you, it's about your client's ultimate desire, is it's going to really help you get clear on who your ideal client is. And then it's also going to help you to create your message, which we're going to get into a little bit further in this class. Okay, so that brings us to step three, and that is your ideal client. So you may have heard this before, how important it is to get really clear on your ideal client. And the reason you've heard that a million times is because it's really, really, really important that you get clear on your ideal client, their wants, their needs, their problems, their desired outcome, and their ultimate desire, like we just talked about, based on your skills. Before you define your message, you have to know exactly who you are talking to. That is so important because you're going to talk to different people different ways. You're going to talk to them in different platforms. You need to know these people. You need to know who your people are. You need to be able to say, I see you, I know you, I understand you, I can help you, I am your person. And let me tell you, it's not only tough out there for businesses, it's tough for consumers as well because they're in this paradox of choice meets perfection paralysis. It's like, oh, there's so many people to choose from. Everyone looks the same. Everyone's saying the same things. All their websites look the same. I'm so scared I'm going to make a mistake. I don't know who to trust. I don't know who to choose. So if you can say to them, I see you, I know you, I understand you, I can help you, I am your person, look no further, you're going to be able to book more clients and make more money, which is what we all want, of course. So next we have step four. So once you've defined your vision, your skills, and your ideal client. It's really about what sets you apart and what you have to bring to the table. So you may have heard that term before. Oh, I have it on here wrong. I put UPS. It's USP. You may have heard that term before, your USP. So typically you might hear it, people referring to it as one of these three: unique selling position, unique selling proposition, or unique selling points. They're all very important. If you have no idea what I'm talking about and you've never heard of USP, don't worry, I'm going to go into each of these with you. Now, even if you have heard this term before, I really need you to watch this section of the video, because even though this is Business Basics 101, not only is it still relevant today, it's even more relevant. It's going to really give you a glimpse into sales psychology and why people price shop. So let's go ahead and jump into the first USP, which is your unique selling position. So what unique position do you hold in your industry or location? This is just old school supply and demand. So if you think about it this way, if you're the only dentist in town, you're probably going to have a pretty thriving business because you're the only dentist in town. But that's just something that doesn't happen now with everything being so competitive and so oversaturated. So maybe you're not the only dentist, but maybe you're the only dentist that does cosmetic dentistry, or maybe you're the only dentist that offers sedation. So again, it's what unique position do you hold in your industry or location? Myself, for instance, I do web design, but I actually have a background of almost 20 years of business consulting. So that's a unique selling position because I'm able to take that business consulting background and bring it to web design to create a really effective website that has those business principles behind it. So that's a unique selling position. If you do not have a unique selling position, then we default to the next USP, which is your unique selling proposition. And this, simply put, is your offer. What unique proposition, based on my desired outcome, do you have to offer me? So this could be an actual offer of a guarantee. Again, not to keep talking about myself, but I offer a guarantee on my web design. I offer a guarantee on my consulting. What that does when you offer some type of guarantee is it takes that burden of risk off the consumer. Anytime you can take that burden of risk, and typically your clients are risking either money or time. So anytime you can take that burden off of them, it's going to raise that trust level. And bottom line, you're going to book more clients. You're going to sell more products and services. So start thinking about, if you don't have something now, start thinking about what you could potentially offer in your business. A lot of businesses I work with, they get stuck on these. They're like, oh, I don't really have a unique selling position. I don't have a unique selling proposition. So that puts you into the 90+% of businesses that are all competing on their unique selling points. These are your features and benefits. What unique features and benefits does your company, product, or service offer? Now, the problem with this is that it's hard to find unique features and benefits. You have features and benefits, but a lot of times they're not unique. Now, to go back a little bit, if you can get clear on that ideal client, if you can have a unique selling position, it makes it a lot easier to offer unique features and benefits. So, for instance, let's say that you're a hairdresser. If your ideal client is eco-conscious and a vegan, and your products, services, and company focuses on that, maybe all of your products are eco-friendly or vegan, then that is going to be unique to that client. So that's just to kind of give you that example. Ideally, what the goal is that you are really solid in all three of these. The more you can dig deep and figure out what your unique selling position is, what your unique selling proposition is, and what your unique selling points are, the easier it's going to be to book more clients. So, again, really take the time and start thinking about these USPs and how you can set yourself apart. Now, how the world is working today, and with this startup surge and everyone and their brother being a quote unquote entrepreneur. I know back in the day, 20 plus years ago when I started my business, that was a big deal. Like, oh my goodness, you have your own business? Like, oh, that's so impressive. Wow. Not a big deal anymore because everyone and their brother is an entrepreneur and has their own business. So, what's happening because of that, because most people say they have their own business, but they're not really business people, is that out there in the world, all these businesses, all their USPs, they're all equal. And typically they don't have any USPs. They don't have anything that's unique. So again, that kind of takes me back to that consumer that's out there like, oh my God, everyone looks the same. It's kind of like if you're going to shop for a car and these were your choices. Now, if you were going out to look for a car and literally this is all you could find were blue Camrys, of course you're going to look for the lowest price, right? That is why people price shop because everyone seems the same. No one has a unique selling position. No one has a unique selling proposition. No one has unique selling points. They're all the same. So, consumers are either looking for the lowest price because, of course, the perception is equal. The perception of trust is equal, the perception of features and benefits. Why wouldn't they choose the lowest price? So, they're either looking for the lowest price or maybe they just choose someone based on specific feature or benefits. So, let's go back to our cars here. If they go to the dealer and all these cars are the same year, the same color, the same make, the same model, maybe one of them has a cup holder. Maybe one of them has a better stereo. It's those little features and benefits. It might be just that one little thing that makes your client book with you. So important to really have all three of those things: your unique selling position, your unique selling proposition, and your unique selling points on point. So the bottom line is, unless and until you get crystal clear on those three USPs, you are left no other option than to defer to the fourth USP. And that's one that I've actually made up. But that's where most people are at right now in business. And the fourth USP is your unique skills of persuasion. Please buy from me. Please buy from me. Trying to convince people to buy from you. So let's look at the definition of persuade. Persuade means to cause someone to do something through reasoning or argument. Cause someone to believe something, especially after a sustained effort. Okay, raise your hand if you can relate to that sustained effort. How much effort are you putting in to convincing people to book with you? It's exhausting. Am I right? So now imagine instead how it would feel if you never had to try to convince people to work with you or buy your products and services, and you could charge what you are worth and people would pay for it. Exactly. This is how it feels. This is how it feels when you get everything on point, when you know who you are, when you know what you bring to the table, and your unique skills of persuasion become your unique skills of personal connection. Not only are you connecting with people on a personal level, but you're connecting the dots for them. You're connecting the dots between your unique skills, your unique selling position, your unique selling proposition, your unique selling points, and their ultimate desire. You're connecting those dots. So let's look again really quick at that definition of persuade compared to connect. Connect, bring together or into contact so that a real link is established. Whew, I don't know about you, but I don't want to cause someone to believe something, especially after a sustained effort. I want to bring together so that a real link is established. That's what I want in my business. So if that's you, raise your hand. Who wants that? That is what I want in my business. So now we know what we want. We want to make those authentic connections. And I don't want to spoil the fun here, but I do have a little bit of good news and bad news. So, the good news is figuring out what you bring to the table is a huge step towards standing out from the competition, and more importantly, a huge step towards making those connections in our business that we want to make. Now, for the bad news. Now you need to figure out how to articulate what you bring to the table in a way that resonates with your ideal client. This is the tough part. And spoiler alert, this is one of the 6 things that is keeping you stuck. So if you are that hamster on the wheel, if you are churning out content, if you are being ghosted by clients, if you're just not seeing the traction and the success that you want to see in your business and that you feel like you deserve based on the value that you provide, then it's very likely that you have not figured out how to connect the dots and to articulate your message in a clear and concise way to your ideal client. I know. I know this is tough. This is hard work, but do not worry. I'm going to show you in the next section, in the next step, how you're going to do that. And that is step 5 through your brand. So it's your skills, your USPs, your ideal client, your message. Your brand is what you are all about and what you stand for. More specifically, your brand is the perception of what you are all about and what you stand for. So it's not about what you say you represent, it's what other people perceive you represent. That's a really, really, really important distinction. It's what you put out there. So maybe you think that you're articulating in a way that resonates, but if you're not seeing the results, then you need to put some more work into this. It really is about what other people perceive that you represent. And unlike in personal relationships, in business, you have a very short window of opportunity to show people what you're all about, to connect those dots, to articulate that to your ideal client. In personal relationships, whether it be friendship or romantic, you've got time to kind of get to know someone. In business relationships, a lot of times it's very quick decisions. People need to purchase something very quickly. So there is that short window of opportunity. So in business, typically there are going to be 3 main ways to connect with people, 3 main opportunities to articulate that message, to show through your brand what you're all about online, in person, or through someone else. Now, let me ask you a question. What do you think in today's day and age is the most popular way or the most common way to be able to connect with people? What do you think it is? I'll give you a minute. Online, of course. And let me ask you another question. What do you think is the most difficult way to connect with people and articulate that message to them? Hmm. Online, of course. And I have to tell you that most people are failing miserably at this. Your website, your social media, everything that's out there online, but which really, if you think about it, is most people's first touch point to your business. It's their first impression of your business. Even if they're referred by someone else, even if you meet someone in person, almost everyone before they work with you is going to be going to your website or your social media. So if you are someone that is just constantly churning out content and you're not seeing the results, it probably comes down to that old adage that you need to work smarter, not harder. You really need to work on that brand, that message, go through those steps that I've given you so far and really get clear on all of this stuff. You're not connecting the dots. You're missing some pieces there. You really need to go through and put some time and effort into this stuff. And maybe you're thinking to yourself, this is just too hard. I just want to offer my products and services, and whoever wants it, wants it. I don't want to have to take the time to figure out exactly who my ideal client is or what I bring to the table or my USPs. Well, my friend, you know who says this is too hard? People who are struggling. This is the kind of stuff that you need to do to set you apart and to create that highly profitable and sustainable business. Or maybe you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to feel slick or slimy. I don't want to have to think of clever hooks and taglines or email headings. Listen, this is not about tricking or manipulating. This really is about connecting, but it's also about knowing what works. So, being authentic, being true to who you are, creating a message and a brand that really stands on a foundation of authenticity and who you are, that's amazing. But you have to merge that with some really good business sense and you have to know what works. So, bottom line is you've got to put in the time to figure this shit out. Figure out who you are, your ideal client, your message, your brand, all of that. So I know I've gone over a lot of information. I just wanted to give you a quick recap: your vision, your skills, your USPs, your ideal client, and your brand. Those are your first 5 steps that you need to work on. And I just wanted to remind you that really it's just about taking it one step at a time. So at this point, you may be thinking to yourself, I am not emotionally prepared for this. This is a lot of work. And listen, why do you think there's so many quote unquote gurus out there that are offering you the quick fix? Because they're preying on people that are not emotionally prepared for this. This is the kind of stuff that it takes digging deep, putting in the work to create a truly successful, highly profitable, and sustainable business. Step 6 is your systems. And I have to tell you, I'm not going to go too much into systems, but I don't want you to think that's because it's not important. Systems are vitally important to your business, to creating a sustainable business. They're really what's going to free up that time for you to be doing the things in your business that are really most important. So, your systems are your day to day operations, your policies and procedures. In simple terms, your systems are: how do I get from point A to point B? What are the steps? You break those down and then you just ask yourself for each of the steps, how can I systematize this? How can I automate it? And there's tons of programs and tools. And again, if this is something you need help with, stick around to the end. I'm going to give you some resources to be able to help you systematize your business. But what most people do, and this may be you, is you just love what you do. I love cutting hair. I love being a dog groomer. I love being a floral designer. I just want to do what I want to do. And so what you do is you just jump in head first, doing what you love to do. You don't really have a lot of business or no business experience, no business knowledge. You jump in and just start doing your thing. And then before long, you're drowning. You're drowning because you don't have systems. You don't have that strong foundation. So I'm going to get, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of time to get into this right now, but I do just want to again reiterate that it is imperative that you create an efficient, systematized business before you move on to step 7, which is visibility. So, visibility being, how am I going to get people to find out about me? That's what everyone cares about, right? Like, I just need people to find out about me. Now, of course, that's not enough. Once they find out about you, you've got to have all the other stuff on point. But how do I get people to find out about me? So, to a certain extent, yes, it is a numbers game, but you have to know when and how to play. And spoiler alert, this is another one of those 6 things that is keeping you stuck in business. I see this all the time. What most people do is they are focusing on visibility before they have their brand, their marketing message, and their systems on point. So let me go over a few scenarios with you. Let's go to scenario 1, which is you are out there trying to gain visibility for for your business. You're doing social media, maybe you're even doing some paid advertising, blog posting, whatever it is, but you don't have your brand on point. What's happening is there's that frustration level because you're like, I'm putting in all the work and I'm not seeing the results. That's because your potential clients are falling through your fingers because you have not connected those dots. You don't have that brand on point. Now, let's say for instance, you get out there and you're lucky, maybe you start getting some business and you're in the day to day. but you don't have your systems on point. That's when you're going to find yourself really struggling, not having any time to do anything except the day-to-day operations of the business. So you've got to have those systems on point. You've got to have that brand on point before you play that numbers game and get out there and try to gain visibility. So there are three main ways to gain visibility in your business. And I have a fourth one on here that I'll go into a little bit. But the three main ways are outreach, content, and paid advertising. So there are kind of tactics under each one, but these are the three main umbrella ways you're going to get people to find out about your business. So outreach being just that, you're reaching out. This could be going to shows or conventions. This could be cold calling. This could be going to network events. You're reaching out and connecting with people. Your content, of course, everyone knows what that is. That's your social media. That's your blog posts. That's your videos. I'm creating content right now. This is content. And that stuff's time consuming. You need to know, how to do it right. And then of course you have your paid advertising. So that could be your Google ads, your Google AdWords, your social media ads. Those are the three main ways that you're out there gaining visibility. Now I'll talk really quick about that long game organic, your SEO. And the reason I wanted to put that in there is because I wanted to point out that that is a long game and that's very difficult. People think that, especially me being a web designer, people think that I'm going to do that foundational on-site SEO, those keywords and those meta descriptions, and they're going to shoot to number one. But there's so many moving parts to SEO, and it is a long game strategy. That's something, if you are going to ever get to page one, it takes a lot of time and effort. So I'm not saying that's not important, but it is the long game. Don't think that you're going to get to the top of Google and then all the business is flowing in. Outreach, content, paid advertising. That's where most people think it ends with marketing and with visibility, but really that is just a very small piece of the puzzle. Now, I told you in the beginning there is no magic, but there is a little bit of magic. There is a little bit of magic, and it is one marketing strategy that not a lot of people are utilizing. So I'm sure you're on the edge of your seat. It is email marketing. Email marketing is still the most effective marketing out there. Yet so many people don't utilize it. And I'm going to go into one of the reasons why you may not like to use email marketing in a minute. But if you are that hamster on that wheel again, churning out content, and you're just not seeing that flow of clients coming in, it's because you don't have a way to capture and nurture those clients. So I'm going to give you a few statistics here. Email marketing is 40 times more effective than social media. So what that means is your social media return on investment is $2.80 for every dollar spent, compared to email marketing return on investment is $39 for every dollar spent. Crazy, crazy effective. So obviously this stuff needs to be done in a certain way. Again, it's not about tricking people or manipulating people. It's about being smart and also offering some really valuable content. So if that's something you want to work through with me, we're almost done with this video and I'll show you how I can help you with that. But before we get into that, we're almost done here, but I want to go over one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like to do email marketing. Because of this, they're scared. They're scared because they don't want to bother people. And that's so me. I am such a reformed people pleaser, still working on it. But let me share with you some of the responses I've gotten to my emails. Take me off your list. Stop effing spamming me. And then I had someone send me the very creative, literally nothing else, just a middle finger emoji. Now, obviously, I'm not sharing this with you to scare you off from email marketing, but it does happen. That's just the world we live in, unfortunately. But I also wanted to share with you, way more than the middle finger or the stop effing spamming me, is the I love your content. Thank you. This is awesome. I've been following you for years. Thank you for everything you do. This really resonated with me. Thanks. A million heart emojis. Overwhelmingly more people that appreciate the time that I spend to create valuable content for them. This is something that I've just recently added to the bottom of each of my emails. You can pause the video and read it, but it just kind of puts it out there of like, look, I don't want to bug you. If you're not interested, no problem. Just unsubscribe. You can't let a few middle finger emojis stop you from staying focused on your why. Why did you start your business? Why do you want to help people? And think about if you do let the haters stop you, if you're too scared to put yourself out there, think of all the people that you're not able to help, all those people that you could be of so much value to. And again, the bottom line is that haters are going to hate. You can send me as many middle finger emojis as you want. I'm going to be staying focused on that why, and I'm going to be laughing all the way to the bank. Okay, my love, I told you at the beginning of this course that I was going to share with you those 6 things in your business that are keeping you stuck. So, number 1 is your brand. If you're experiencing a lack of interested clients or your interested clients aren't booking, then it's very possible that you have not gotten clear on what you bring to the table, what your strengths and skills are, what those USPs are. You're not clear on who your ideal client is. You're not connecting the dots, and you're not articulating all of this to your ideal client. Next is your systems. If you are running yourself ragged, if your business is running you instead of you running your business, if you have an extreme lack of time, you just don't ever have time to get anything done, if you're feeling overwhelmed and frustrated, then it's very likely that you don't have those systems in place to create that not only efficient, but scalable business. Systems are absolutely imperative in order to grow or scale your business. So, remember that systems are all about how do I get from point A to point B? How can I systematize and automate? And I like for you to adopt the motto, this is how we do it here. It's really about not reinventing the wheel. Get those systems in place, get those policies and procedures in place, and this is how we do it here. Next is the numbers game. So we talked about this. If you're spinning your wheels, if you're churning out content, maybe you're even spending money on advertising your business. If you're grasping at straws, you really don't know how to gain visibility in your business. Then, first of all, remember the very first step is that you need to get that brand and your systems on point. Don't even try to play this game. Don't go out there and start trying to market your business until you have your brand and your systems on point. And then you do have to know how to play the game. There are certain quote unquote rules to playing this game. Finally, is the importance of trial and error. If people are not picking up what you're putting down, you need to keep working on this stuff and you need to utilize the power of trial and error to figure out what works. Next is a lack of knowledge. If you're confused, if you have a lack of confidence, you're not quite sure what to do in your business. I told you at the beginning of this course that I don't want you searching for the answer, but of course, I want you to seek out those focused answers. So I want you to seek out answers when you're focusing on a specific area of your business. So if you need to implement systems and you lack the knowledge of how to implement systems, that's what you need to find information about and gain that knowledge. I also want to point out that it's very, very important to consider the source. So make sure that you're listening to people that, first of all, what they're saying resonates with you. It makes sense. They have evidence to back up what they're saying, and also that have seen those results. And then again, trial and error. Some of this knowledge is going to come from you. It's not necessarily what you're going to find from someone else, it's what you're going to discover while utilizing the power of trial and error. Lack of focus and follow through. I know you're an idea person, you're an entrepreneur, so you've got a million different ideas. But shiny object syndrome, chasing that next great idea before what you've got working right now is in place and efficient and bringing in the money, that is a surefire way to keep you stuck in your business. If you're just stuck in general, if, again, you're spinning your wheels and you can't seem to gain any traction, then it's possible you have a lack of focus and follow through. So remember, it's about going step by step in the right order. It's about prioritizing and also having that dedicated time. If you don't dedicate time to these things, you're going to all of a sudden realize it's been a day and a week and a month and a year and years and years and years, and you're still pretty much in the same place. It's time to stop right now and start doing these things step by step and in order and get them to a point that you don't have to worry about them anymore. Your systems are in place. Your brand is in place. You know who you are. You don't have to keep worrying about these things. Finally, is mindset and limiting beliefs. And I cannot tell you what a big one this is. This is huge. It's that confusion, that overwhelm, that frustration, and that fear, and constantly beating yourself up because you feel like you're stupid. You don't know what's wrong with you, or you've got imposter syndrome. You don't feel like you're good enough. I know about this very personally. I come from a very toxic, abusive childhood. I have dealt with so much trauma in my life. So this is something that's going to be a lifelong journey for me. And I cannot tell you what an amazing catalyst for personal growth owning your own business is. It really is. You've got to be willing to accept the fact that this is not going to be an easy journey. You've got to be resilient. You've got to be able to pick yourself up and dust yourself off over and over and over again in order to be able to put yourself out there, to take risks, to be vulnerable. That stuff is scary. So, again, having that knowledge and that acceptance of like, I know this is not going to be easy. I accept that this is not going to be easy. And then having the right tools. So, for you, whether that's self talk, meditation, maybe therapy, finding those tools to really help you in this journey, not only in business, again, but in life. And then finally, giving yourself grace. Really stop beating yourself up. You're doing a great job. You don't know what you don't know. And even the fact that you're watching this video means that you're taking the time to really gain the information that you need on this journey. I want to thank you so much. And I wish you nothing but the absolute best in your business. I want to let you know if no one else out there is supporting you, I want to let you know that I am rooting for you. Thank you so much.